Whoa. I was wrong about China. You probably are too. If you have never been to China, and that's okay, it's not your fault. It's all due to the negative media and press that we all receive about China, out of China. And of course, in this video, I'm gonna show you the truth about China and of course help you understand the reality of living in China, because of course so many people have been lied to over the years. And just like there's a negative stereotype about Africa in the media out of Africa, there is also a negative stereotype about China out of China. And that's the reason why I'm making this video today, to show you the reality on ground. Feel free to like and subscribe for weekly videos about China. By the way guys, I want to show you. Oh, okay. Yeah, you want to take a photo?
Thank you.
You're welcome. By the way guys, before we proceed in this amazing video where I'm going to tell you so much about China, I want to show you the amazing view right behind me. This is the park. It's just one of the many parks here in Guangdong, China, and it is amazing. It is so beautiful and I love it. And you can see there's so many people strolling around this park, and there are so many parks like this all across China with a lake, and it is so calm and so nice. You can see it. So guys, the point is that I'm just here to tell you the truth, which I didn't know before I came to China. Although I'm glad I finally did come to China, and I understood so much when I got here. But before I got here into China, I also had a negative stereotype, all thanks to the negative media out of China. And of course, it's very normal. Negative media sells more than positive media. There's so many people who prefer to get the negative news about China out of China, rather than just doing their own research to understand the truth, or even travel to China, the same like Africa. So there's one question I have every time: why does media keep pushing the negative narrative about multiple countries in the world? Multiple countries like China, and of course many countries in Africa. I keep wondering this. Hello. Hey, OK 问一下，你觉得中国怎么样？对。
我们是中国人啊，当然觉得好。
哦，然后你要去一个国家，你喜欢去什么国家？
喜欢去中国。
喜欢去中国，还有呢？
去过越南。
越南。哦，OK，Thank you， 谢谢啊，谢谢。
觉得你中文讲得好好。
好，还行。啊，谢谢啊。So I was just asking them about China, if they love China, and of course they love China, and which other country they would like to visit if they want to go out of China. Most of the Chinese people I always talk to tell me they love China, of course. That's because, of course, as you can clearly see, there's so much right here to make life comfortable for the citizens. And there's people, bye-bye, and there's people just running around and living their lives. It's a park, it's a normal park here in Guangdong, China. And by the way guys, I've made so many videos over the months, over the years, right here in China, and most times people will tell me you are paid by the CPC, or the Chinese government is sponsoring you, or everything you are saying is not true. And I actually ask myself, what is the reason why I would make these videos to lie about them and say something which is not true? And China is great in itself. I don't need to get paid to be able to share my experiences here in China. And of course, the Chinese government doesn't need to pay me just to share what is already a reality here in China. Take a look. It's so cool and so calm. So when I see so many comments in the comment section of my videos saying that I am paid by the Chinese government, or it's a propaganda, what is the reason for this? Is it just because you can't believe that this is actually the real China? I'm just simply sharing my real experiences here in China. And so many people would ask me, why are you doing this? Why do you make these videos? What if I was making these videos about the USA? What if I was making these videos about the UK? What if I was making these videos about African countries, about South Africa, about Nigeria, about Cameroon, about multiple countries all around the world? Would you still say I'm getting paid by the US government? Would you still say I'm getting paid by the UK government or by the African countries' governments? Well, I'm not sure. But then why do you have to say I'm paid by the Chinese government for making videos of my life here in China. And guys, the truth is that before I got to China, I also had a negative stereotype about China with so many lies which I was told in the media about China. And from what I've understood, it's only when I got to China that I realized the reality in China, and I understand that of course the people are really friendly and happy. And that's my very first point. Most of the places where I've gone to right here in China, the people have been really friendly to me and just calm, just cool, just living their lives and just being happy, which is an amazing experience which I've realized, unlike in so many places around the globe where if you're walking around the streets, people will just look at you and snap and just not want to talk to you because of the color of your skin or because they do not know who you are. But here in China, it's very different. The experience is really amazing. And I'm so glad that I came here and I experienced so much, and I've learned so much just by living here in China. My mind is much more open and I see the world differently. And I hope that you watching this video can also see the world in the same light. And again, Wilenials, it's not just about the friendliness here in China, which I enjoy. It's also about the cleanliness. You can take a look at the park, and this is how the streets are. The same, clean and very tidy. And there are people who clean the streets every single day. And of course, if you're walking around China in any city, it doesn't matter where you are, you will definitely find multiple trash cans where you can put your dirt. That's one amazing aspect about this country. And I think so many more countries can definitely learn from this. We can all learn from this and make our countries better. The reason why I make most of these videos is just for us to see that we can achieve everything that China has achieved if we just hate less and try to build our own countries more. Of course, I'm not going to be in China forever. One day I'll leave, I'll go back to my own country, or I'll go to another country and experience another country, because my plan in life is to experience the world, to see the real world and to live life, not just exist, because you can choose to exist in the world or to live. And for you to be able to live life in the world, you need to have an open mind, to see things differently, not to listen to the negative media every time, and not to have so much hate in your heart, just to open up and show more love to people and try to understand people who are not like you. And when you understand people who are not like you, of course, your life will be much more better and happier. Again, guys, cleanliness and friendliness are not the only two aspects that really makes China stand out in the world. There's also safety. It's very safe. I know so many people will say, oh, there's cameras left and right. I believe if you are not a bad person, you do not need to be scared of the cameras, right? So I think so many people here in China just live good lives because of the safety. And that's one aspect that attracts investors here in China. That's something that attracts businesses right here in China, because which business wouldn't want to open an outlet in a country which is safe and all their goods wouldn't get stolen? You all know in multiple countries around the world, when you open a business, sometimes all your stuff can get stolen. Your store can get swept away by thieves. They just come and they grab everything and they go. But here in China, it's really rare. And of course, I did my journey, my travel, about 60 days across China through some various provinces and cities. And I didn't lose any of my stuff, which is really amazing, because traveling for 60 days in the country which is not yours and not losing anything is something which is really amazing. And I hope more of our countries can learn from this to ensure that we as citizens are very safe. It doesn't matter where you are, because at the end of the day, we are all citizens of the world. Whether you're in the USA, in the UK, or across Africa, South Africa, Nigeria, I believe that we all deserve happy lives. We all deserve safety. And how can this safety be achieved? Only through policies put in by the government. So that's the reason why before I came to China, I had no idea how safe it was. I was just thinking, oh, the Chinese people are gonna hate me, or I might get killed someday, I might get harmed someday. But here I am, guys. Oh, by the way, I'm still loving the view around here. Let me show you guys how amazing it is. This is the view at the park. Here in China, you can see people just running over there, and some people just sitting by the lake and relaxing. This is very normal here in China. It's a normal daily life here in China. And you can see the roads. All of these locations you see are all normal here in China. So this is how the parks are built here in China. It's very normal. And that's the reason why when so many people get to China and see the reality, they become so surprised, and sometimes they do not even want to go back. And I understand why. So I'm making this video so that if you really want to see the truth, you can come to China and experience China yourself. You do not need to listen to anyone out of China. If you can afford it, my advice, get a ticket, get a passport, travel to China and just experience it. Even if it's for 2 weeks or a month, it will be an amazing experience. Yeah, despite everything I've said on this video right now, I know some people will come and say, oh, but you have no freedom in China. Go out and shout against the government, tell them this or say that this, criticize the government and see what happens to you. Why should I criticize a working government? Why would you need to criticize a government that does this for the citizens? And this is just one small park. It's not a big park. Hello? This is just one small park here in China, guys. So why would I need to go and stand in the public place or make videos and say, oh, the government is bad or this and that? It's so funny. I wish there were more governments that could do so much more for the people in the world and put the taxpayers' money into work for the citizens to make their lives better. If this happens, we definitely should be appreciative of it. And when it comes to freedoms, guys, what kind of freedom do we really mean? I've spoken about this before in one of my previous videos where so many people said, I don't have any freedom here in China. Do you mean freedom to loot stores? Do you mean freedom to be able to steal? Do you mean freedom to be able to harm someone? I believe every country has got its rules, its laws, and its policies to help guide the people. Just like China, there are things you can't do in the USA which you can do in China, and there are things you can't do in China which you can do in the USA. Same in South Africa, same in the UK. Every country has their own laws and rules. So why do you have to go to another country and go against the rules if it doesn't work for you? But from what I've seen so far, the laws and rules here in China is working amazingly well for them, and that's the reason why I have to make these videos so you guys can understand the reality on ground. Sometimes it's about keeping an open mind to understand every country better, and of course respect the cultures and the laws of that country. Here in China, I'm just glad that I have the freedom to move around as I want without being scared for my life, without having fear for my life. I have the freedom to just be happy. I have the freedom to go out at any time of the night that I want. Even at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I can still go out at night and just have fun without any problem. The highest risk going out at night at about 2 or 3 a.m. is that you can eat so much night food and get fat, which is the risk involved in going out here in China at night. But even if you're a lady here in China going out at night, you do not even need to be scared of anything because you are very safe. I've seen so many ladies, so many young girls going out at night at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and they do not even have to worry about safety or any problem. It's even safe for kids and for everyone. So apart from this, what else do we really think freedom is all about? This is the kind of freedom that I really want in my own country in Africa. This is the kind of freedom that I want for many countries across the globe, because we are only here for a short time. In about maybe 60 to 80 years, you and I watching this video right now might not even be on this earth anymore. So we should just make the most out of the life while we can. And here we are. It is what it is. Let's not keep listening to the negative media every time, but let's try to ask questions and try to see and understand the reality of what is really happening in the world. That way you'll be able to see the world differently. We are still at the park and it is amazing. There's some people singing over there. Let's see. It's very normal when you are here in China. You can find people singing, old people of course, and young people too. You'll find them singing around the park every time to relieve stress and just relax. It's very normal to find
我以为你不会说普通话。
还行，马马虎虎。谢谢啊，
谢谢，
拜拜。So guys, it's very normal here in China to find people just sing. It's very normal. You will find people singing at the parks, relaxing at the parks, and just having fun. And some people jogging. It's just very normal. And this is what freedom is all about. This is what we should embrace as freedom in the world. Not being scared for your life. There's no place I've been to here in China where I had to feel fear for my life while walking around that place. It's just so amazing. And talking about the cleanliness, guys, this is what happens every time here in China. Here in China, you will find so many of these little cars cleaning. That's the street sweepers cleaning regularly on a daily basis. That's the reason why when you look at the streets, you will clearly see that it is so clean and amazing. Just take a look. All thanks to the regular cleaning and sweeping of the streets. So guys, here's the truth. There's so much hate and negativity in the media, here on YouTube, in the press, everywhere in the world. There's so much hate, so much negativity. I am not saying China is perfect. China is nowhere near perfect. Neither is the USA, neither is the UK, neither are countries in Africa, neither is India, neither is Australia. No country is perfect. Of course, we are all striving towards perfection. But then the least we can do is to keep open minds to understand each other for the world to grow happily. Because like I asked before, why does the media keep pushing the negative narrative about China, just like Africa, across the globe? It affects the citizens of these places who live out of these places, which is very risky for everyone. This media keeps on pushing the negative narrative and not pushing the positive, because over the past years, China has done so much with many countries across the world. They have helped build many countries. They have helped many countries grow. They have supported many economies in many different ways. And still, the media is not pushing the amazing agreements which China has had with other countries and help those countries build ports, build railway stations, build airports. It is just amazing what China has done with many other countries. Just like some other countries in the world have also done with many other countries. But you will rarely see such amazing and positive news being pushed in the media. But every time you will only see the negative media being pushed around for so many people to see. I even searched here on YouTube one time, and even recently you can try it out. When you search about China, most of the news that you will see about China here on YouTube is negative. I don't even understand the reason why it is this way. I think pushing the negative news in the media about China or about Africa makes more money, possibly. But well, hopefully our videos, which are just a drop in an ocean, can help to make the world a better place. And I hope you can keep an open mind to see the world better. And even if I leave China someday and go to another country or back to my country, I will still share my experiences about China and of course about my own country, about other countries across the world. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we all feel the same, we all experience the same problems, we all experience the same pain. So why all the hate? We just need love, more love. Well, millennials, I just hope that my videos can be an eye-opener to you to see the reality of China and of course see the world differently. Every country deserves happiness. Every citizen of the world deserves happiness. It doesn't matter what country we are still citizens of the world. We all still have one world. Sometimes something that affects one country affects us all. It doesn't matter what country we live in. By the way guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more amazing videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, I'll be here for you. Remember, this is Willen. See you next time.